Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Scott Hart Voice, the channel dedicated to voiceovers and video games, and welcome back to Eden Crafters. I am starting a new series. The old one, I just didn't know where it was going to go. I had no idea what to do with it, and I had lots of ideas for a new playthrough. So we are going to create a new world, and we shall call this Streaming YouTube 2.0. Did I spell that right? Yeah, I did. Cool. All right. What are we going to be doing in this playthrough? Well, there's a few things. The first thing is this. I want to have the challenge of aesthetics. So what I'm going to do is after I finally have a miner and forge making concrete, from then on out, all production will have to be built on concrete. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this is because it's going to force me to align to the world grid. There's a grid on the world, and I don't want buildings going off at a 45 or a 12.5 degree angle. I want them to go off straight 90 and 0. And, right along the, orthogonals. Excuse me. And building on concrete is going to force me to do that. Number 2, all aesthetics, unless there's some really weird extenuating circumstance, which could happen, I want all aesthetics to be as good as I possibly can make them. That means all belts either must be straight or have what I'm going to try and figure out to be perfect 90-degree bends. I don't know how to do this yet, so part of this playthrough is going to be exploring how to accomplish that. Also, we will be exploring verticalities. I finally figured out how to put, how do I say this? I finally figured out how to get belts not straight on the ground anymore. You can actually get them up in the air, which is actually a little bit difficult when you are in drone view because it's a perspective-based camera and not an orthogonal-based camera. And I tried this earlier in a world, in the previous playthrough. It wasn't during a recording or anything. I was actually trying to record a final episode for the previous series, and just everything went awry, which is why there's no final episode for the previous series. Maybe I'll get around to doing it again. I don't know. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, right. Actually, no, I don't remember what I was saying now. I said, oh, right, in the idea of saying, oh, right, would pop it back in my mind, and it didn't. Something about conveyors. Oh, now I remember. When you're in the cameras, it's a perspective-based view, so it's difficult to keep them at the same height. And I have an idea on how to get around that, but I don't know how well it's going to work. I'm going to use concrete blocks to set it, and then build the conveyors from one concrete block to the next, and then delete the concrete blocks, and then the conveyor should be in the air. Hopefully they'll be at the same level. They should be, but we'll find out. Either way, I really want to go for strong aesthetic design, really get belts nailed down, figure out how to make them straight or how to curve them or how to do a natural curve. No more of these huge sweeping bends of conveyors. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to get nice, clean designs, and that's going to be part of this world. The beginning, that will not be possible. I guess technically it would, but it would be an utter nightmare to do this without having concrete automated. I can't imagine setting up iron with having to manually craft all the concrete. That sounds like it would just suck to the upteenth degree. So that will not be happening. But once I get concrete, then we will be. So let's go ahead and get started. This first episode, I don't have a whole lot of time in order to record the first episode, and I'm already, 5 minutes in just talking. Um, so I just want to get into the world, and let's get going. So, learning the basics. Yeah, I know the basics here. We need to go into the ship. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and talk about basics while we're here. So, in order to access the inventory of a ship or a container or a warehouse or whatever, well, actually, that's different between warehouses and whatnot. But to access the inventory of your ship, you come up to it and you hit tab. And we're going to grab all this stuff out of there. And we need these things. And if you look at the bottom the bottom left-hand part of the screen, you'll see 3 bars. You see health, excuse me. You see energy, and you see oxygen. At the beginning of the game, all 3 of these are very precious. You'll see I've just been chilling out here, not doing much, and my oxygen is already halfway gone. And if we hit the Q button, it will pull up. I meant to hit tab. If we hit tab, while not looking at our ship, it will show us our personal inventory, and we can see just how fast our oxygen depletes. We're losing about 1 a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that times out to be about half a second. Sorry, not half a second, but once a second. If you need to get oxygen, you go back in your ship, or you build a base. Oh, come on. In order to build the base, you would hit Q, and then you select base. But in order to be able to do that, you need to have 1 iron plate and 5 cement, which, thankfully, the wonderful developers give us that off the bat. And it possibly might be developer. I'm not sure how many are actually on the project. I know there's one. And once you build this, you can go inside and you can get oxygen when inside the base compartment. Excuse me. So we can do that, and we will here in a second. I'm going to top off my O2 here again real quick. And I want to show you guys about the hotbar. I didn't do this in my previous playthrough because I wanted to learn the menu. Most all automation games have a hotbar, as you see down below. There's 2 through 0 that have nothing in it, and my multi-tools on 1. If you want to grab a item and not have to go back into the menu every time for it, you just hover over it and you press the number that you want it to be on. And then instead of having to go in the menu, click it and then place it, what you can do is you can just hit 2 and it will pop up. And you can place it wherever you want it to go. Excuse me, I need some water. Just a moment. Good stuff. We'll get back in our spaceship again. Right off the bat, I don't want to build my base right here. I did in the last playthrough, and I kind of want to bring it in a little bit. Maybe over here. I don't want it to be right on the shore. I found it to be a little bit... I don't know. I'm moving out a lot. And it's nice to have the base a little bit in from the shoreline. Now, if we look on the ground, will we see the world grid? No, we won't, but I think it's default. I think it defaults to it. So let's go ahead and build our base maybe over here for now. Maybe right there. Oh, and in case you are unaware, you can actually have a drone view. You hit V. A drone will pop out, and you can fly around so you don't have to move your character as much. Drone view is absolutely wonderful, and I highly recommend it. Let's go ahead and do it this way. And hold on just a second. I need to get some oxygen. And with how far away I was with the drone, I couldn't actually see the door, and I wasn't able to get it built in time. So let's try this again. You get E to exit the ship again. But I want to be able to have the door of it facing this way. And so can we see the door? yes, we can see the door from this view. It's just hard if you're not, depending on your angle, I guess. You might need to fly your drone around a little bit in order to see where exactly this is going to be at. So let's go ahead and build it here. Looks like the door is on the right side. Yes, it is. Good. We'll hit V again, and we will come out of drone view. And then we'll come into our base, and we now have oxygen. This is really nice to be really close to iron. We can grab some iron without having to go venture too far away from the base. And I just realized something. I don't want to build here. Because of my knowledge of the map, I have decided I'm going to move the ship. Sorry, not the ship, but the container. And the downside about doing this is when I disassemble this, I actually have not disassembled them before, but I have read that you don't get your concrete back. So, we're going to need to mine some rocks. And then we will use a workbench in order to make some more concrete. Yes, and you can get your oxygen inside the spaceship. I don't know if you were here at the very beginning, but I was showing that you can do that. Everyone say hello to Maximus. The chat should be up. Let me confirm. Yes, chat box is visible, so messages are showing up. Maximus is one of the moderators on the Eden Crafters Discord. Full of knowledge. Excuse me. Sorry, I have a really gonky throat tonight. What we need to do is we need to build a workbench. In order to build a workbench, we need to get 2 iron ore. And you cannot get that from this with your multi-tool. You need a more powerful thing in order to be able to mine that. So in order to be able to get the iron, we need to get some of the individual iron deposits. These little things just poking up on the ground all over the place. And while we're at it, we're going to grab some quartz, some cobalt, and copper as we come by them. And once we run out of oxygen, we'll head back and we'll actually build this. So I need to build a living compartment, which I already have. I've already done that. But we're just going to keep scavenging for a little bit until we run out of oxygen. Because at the very beginning of the game, all of these ores that you get are very precious. I cannot do the golem impersonation, so I will not attempt to. And I'm close to my base, so I know I'm okay for the moment, and now I'm going to go back inside. When I first played, I decided to put the workbench outside, and I don't like that because you are in the middle of crafting and you run out of oxygen and everything just sucks. So we're going to build our workbench here inside the base. Now we can craft stuff without thinking that we're going to die. So what I'm going to do is I can click once and it would queue up 1, or I can shift click and it would queue up 10. You can queue up to 30 items at a time to be made on your bench at any given time. And what we're going to do now is over here, there is a quartz, iron, and there's a cave over here. And on the other side of that cave is copper. And I'm going to move the base over there. It means we're going to be further away from our ship, but guess what? We can't do anything with the ship anyway because we don't have any form of battery power. So we're going to disassemble this. I have no idea if it... Oh, it did return the cement. That's nice. That is wonderfully nice of them to do that for us. Someone had mentioned that you don't get the cement back. And I was like, really? That seems kind of weird because I've never disassembled anything that didn't give me all of the components back. But now we're going to be in a way closer place to all of these resources, which is going to be wonderful for us. And once again, in order to build our living compartment, we are not going to go into the menu like we did last time. We're just going to simply hit 2. And by hitting 2, we will find out where we want to build this. And I'm thinking, copper's up there. Maybe we build it up over here. And we can put our door... Wait, hold on. Let's go back to our drone view. There we go. Yes, just like that. I like that. And now we can go, whoop, let's get that copper. And now we can go inside and get our oxygen. Let's build our workbench back up, which was right here. And now, in order to be able to use stuff inside the new thing we just got here, actually, no, we don't have it yet. We will get an assembly bench, and in order to be able to do that, to use that, we have to have an electric panel. In order to be able to have an electric panel, we need to have 2 cable. How do we make 2 cable? We make 2 cable with 2 copper ingots. How do we get copper ingots? With 2 copper ore, which, thankfully, by running around and just grabbing stuff as we were running around, you know, it's not a bad idea to just go ahead and do it again, because you never know exactly how much you're going to need right off the bat. Actually, you can figure that out. You can just calculate, you can do some maths and actually figure out how much of all the crap you're going to need at the beginning for what you want to do. Me, I really don't actually care about the numbers all that much. I just know that I need a lot of everything at the beginning. The later you go on, the more you can actually throw stuff away. But as it is with automation games, by the way, you can't pick this up because that is a large rock deposit. That being said, you can mine from it. You just can't get rid of it unless you hold down X. I'm not going to get rid of this. I actually might use that, and I'll show you guys in a bit about it. Hopefully in this episode. If not in this episode, in the next. Once again, this is going to be a fast episode. So we're going to go to our workbench. We're going to manually craft a bunch of copper ingots. So I'm just going to hold shift and mouse click, left mouse click. It queued up 10, but I could only build 5 because I didn't have enough for 6. And now we're going to make 2 copper cable. Well, actually just cable. Using copper ingots. I cannot stress this enough. The sooner you can get raw ore smelted into ingots, the faster the easier your life will become. And the reason why is because it eliminates an entire unnecessary step. Because when you build the automated miners that require power, excuse me, when you build the miners that require power, the forge will craft that many, it crafts the same amount of ingots as the miner is mining. It's just one extra step, and it just automatically turns your raw ore into ingots. And that saves so much time the longer you play. So I highly recommend doing that. Now that we have our copper, now that we have crafted our copper ingots and we have now made the cable, we are now ready to build an electric panel. And for me, I always just build it on the left side. I don't know why. That's just where I placed it the first time, and that's where I kept it. Now that we have this, we can craft a few extra things. We can craft a plant grower. Hold on. I hit the wrong button. We have to hit Q to go back in here. We can build a miner. We can build a wind turbine. We can build a plant grower. We're going to need one of these. Trash can, this is where you get rid of unnecessary stuff. At the beginning, you don't need it, but right now... but right at the beginning, you don't need it, but later on, you will. That's what I meant to say. For now, we need to be able to build an assembling bench. An assembling bench is what allows you to be able to build some of the more advanced items that you would build in an assembly machine. Something we don't have yet, but that we will have soon. What it is it takes 2 components and builds something more advanced off of them. For instance, silica and copper plates, which will make circuits. Or circuits and cable, which will make computers. And really the best way to get yourself acclimated with these recipes is to just play the game. Like at the beginning, I had no idea how to make what I needed to make. But by just playing it, I learned. So in this case, we're going to want to build an automatic miner. This is going to be a mechanical miner. So this miner here is not one that takes electricity. There will be one that takes electricity, but this one does not. Oh, here we go. Equipment. Crafting some more complex items before you can create more advanced machines, you'll need some new equipment. And that's what I was saying, is we need to build a miner here. And this will work whether or not we have power. So I'm going to smelt a few. I want to build 2. So what we need for these is we need iron plates and cement. I have enough to make 3. And you know what? Maybe we will, because when you start the game, you need a lot of iron. And you can put as many... I have not found a limit to how many miners, these mechanical miners, you can put on one iron node. You can only put one automatic miner, but the mechanical ones, I haven't found a limit. Granted, I haven't tried to put more than one. But you know what? Let's go ahead and do 3. So we're going to need 9 iron plates. We need 5 more. In order to build 5 more, we need 10 iron ingots. We can make 5. We'll need to go find some more iron sitting on the ground. Or we could use a mechanical miner in order to just get the iron we need. And that's what we're going to do, because automation is the key to success in an automation game. It's funny how that works. And now we can build 2 miners. So let's go do it. And in order to do this, you just plop it down and you plop it down. Like I said before, I am going to build these on the world grid. As you can see, there's the grid. But at the beginning of the game, I don't have any concrete. So I do not care about how these are placed. I just really don't. One thing I would like to be able to do is to be able to retrieve the inventory of these miners without having to go into the inventory. But unfortunately, I don't know how to do that. Maximus, if you do, I would love to know. But for now, we are going to make some more iron ingots. And hopefully we'll have enough. We can. We can make 3 iron plates. We're going to do that. And now we're going to go build 1 more miner, because you just need so much iron off the bat. Good. Now, something to be aware about this game. This is the demo, so we don't know what the other planets are going to be like yet. But this is the ocean world, and part of the ocean world is that there's a wave that constantly hits. Not constantly, periodically, I should say, hits. I would say it hits about once every 3/4 of a day-ish, maybe 4/5. Sorry, that's not right. Because it's a little bit slower than one day. Or was it a little bit faster than one day? I can't remember. Anyway, there is a day cycle in this game, and the wave first hits about the afternoon of the second day ish. Every 30 minutes of game time. Okay, that's good to know. So we're going to grab the inventory here, and off the bat, at the beginning of the game, all stacks, I like to call them fat stacks, all fat stacks are 20 in size. A fat stack, in my opinion, in this game, is a full stack of however much can be in one slot. When you get tier 2 warehouses, you can make them be a size of 50. At the beginning, though, they're only a size of 20. So now I could make 27 iron ore. Iron ingots, and I will. I'm going to queue up 30, and it will finish at 27. Now, we're starting to get a few things going, and one thing to be conscientious of in this game is those bars in the bottom left-hand screen I was telling you about. My health is starting to get low. At the beginning of the game, you start with 2 food boxes. These give you 50 health. You cannot make more food boxes until you get the tree, not vivarium, but the tree greenhouse. Once you build that, then you can get more food boxes. Until then, you have to build food canisters, which are not here yet. I don't have them yet, because I have not built a plant grower. This is something I need. Plant growers give you organic. Organic let you build food canisters, or maybe containers, I can't remember. Anyway, they give you 30 health, and these are really, really nice to have so you don't die, because it sucks to die. So what we're going to do is we're going to make, what do we need for it? We need 2 iron plates. And now, I'm not going to put this on the hotbar because I really don't need more than one right now. I might have a second one at some point, but right now I just really don't need it. So I'm just going to put it over here. I don't know. Right there. Right there looks good. There's going to be our food box. Not our food box, but our plant grower. We just unlocked the rubber belt recipe. You'll see as you build these things, more recipes get unlocked and you get more technology. See, there's the food can. With 3 organic, I can make... It's a food can, not canister. And, oh, it doesn't replace 30. It replenishes 20. So you would need 5 food cans in order to replace your whole health. Just be aware. This produces at 6 organic... I can't talk. 6 organic... 6 organic per minute. And that's why sometimes you actually do build 2 of these. For now, we still need to build that assembling bench. Let's find out what we need. We need 2 iron plates, 2 gears, and 2 cable. We know the cable, it's 1 cable per ore or per ingot. And we know that iron plates are 3 iron ingots, which is 6 iron ore. So we'll need 12 iron ore to be able to make the iron plates that we need for the assembling bench. But thankfully, we have those mechanical drills outside doing that for us. So we're just going to make 2 iron plates. And then we're going to make 2 gears. 2 gears, each gear requires 3 iron rods, and it's 1 iron ingot per rod. So we would need 6 rods or 6 ingots, which I think we do have. And then we'll make 2 gears off of that. So we need 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 2 gears. And we do have enough. So we can make 2 cables. Excellent. Something else we are going to need is copper. And we're probably going to need it kind of soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 more drills, mechanical, and I'm going to put 1 on quartz and 1 on copper. Maybe even up to... I don't know. I'm not sure how many we're going to make yet. What was I doing? Oh, right, the assembly machine. And now we can build the assembly machine. And the reason why this will be powered is because we have this electric panel that we built a few minutes ago. And now we have unlocked the container recipe and the advanced miner, along with the standard O2 tank, and I think 1 or 2 more. There's the water pump, which is for terraforming. There's the circuit board. Oh, there's a lot more. Rotors. There we go. Excellent. And now it's going to teach us about automation. And I'll show you guys automation here in a bit. There's the wave. No, that's not the wave. That's just the horizon. When we see the wave, we'll know it. I originally thought that was the wave, but once I got rid of the wave, because you can launch a rocket to... the whole reason there's this crazy wave is because there's a moon orbiting the planet that causes it to have like really, really weird gravitational pull. And... excuse me. Good grief. That's what causes it. And you can launch a grappling rocket, which will get rid of the wave. And once I got rid of the wave in the previous playthrough, I still saw this strip of dark on the horizon. So that is not the wave. Just so you know. Don't be afraid if you see that. It's not the wave. When we see the wave, we'll know it. Okay. And I'm not sure how loud the music is for you guys, but the music in this game is unbelievably fantastic. Okay, we need drills, and let's take a look at what we unlocked here for a moment. We had the forge before, and now we have the advanced miner. So what we could do is we could make an advanced miner along with a forge to get us some basic stuff that we need along with some containers. Eventually, your containers will be replaced by warehouses. Warehouses are wonderful and stupid powerful, and they're just wonderful things to have in the game. We don't have them yet, so we need to stick with containers. If we had them, they would be down here under buildings, and we do not. So what we're going to do is let's set up some automation for copper, to get some copper ingots, to get some silica and quartz, to get some concrete going, and we'll get them all into containers along with this iron as well. We're not going to automate the production of things yet, but we're going to automate the smelting of things. We're going to need 2 things for quartz, 1 for raw quartz. Oh, sorry, by things, containers, I mean. We're going to need 2 containers, 1 for raw quartz, 1 for silica. We'll need 1 for iron. We'll need 1 for concrete, and we'll need 1 for copper. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 50 plates. It's a good thing we have this. So let's get these. This will give us 60 ore, which will give us 30 ingots, which will give us 15 plates. So let's get 30 iron ingots going. And maybe the first thing that we do automate is, because we just need so much of it, is the iron. Yeah, I think we will. Because we need so much iron. 20 plates. Good. Now we'll have 10 extra plates after we build the container. How many are we going to use for the miner and the forge? We'll use 6 here and 5 here. So we need 1 more iron plate. With 1 more iron plate, we're low on ingots, so we'll have to go get more ore and make ingots here in a minute. But let's take a look. And I know I'm going into the menu. I'm going into the build menu a lot and not using the hotbars yet, but I will be. Excuse me. So we need 4 cement here. 3 more cement. Plus 5. So we'll need 9 cement, a bunch of rods, and a bunch of gears. Okay. I think that's doable. So we'll make 11 cement. I think we can make 3. Yeesh. Let's go a mining. And this is why it's really nice to, at the beginning of the game, set up just basic automation for raw resources. Even if you're not automating the production of items, the raw resource production is really, really nice to have. And we just made a lot of cement. And I don't know how much I said we needed. 9 total. Okay, cool. So I'll have 5 cement left over. That's nice. Now we need our rods and gears. Each gear is 3 rods. So for the gears, we'll need 12 rods plus the 6 that we need there. So we need 18 rods. In order to be able to make 18 rods, we need 18 iron ingots. Right now, we only have 1. So we need to go get more of this. And this is why I say you need iron, so much iron at the beginning of the game. Copper at the beginning is pretty, I'm not going to say useless, because you still need it in order to be able to make cable. But that's about it at the beginning. I can't think of any other reason why we need copper other than cable, because the main reason you get copper sheets is for automating circuits and doing computers. So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna automatically, not automatically. We're gonna hold Shift and double click to queue up the production of 20 rods, and then we're gonna make 4 gears. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take these apart. We'll move them over to the other iron deposit, because this is going to become the one. As a matter of fact, we may not even need to put those back in place. We could actually use those for the copper and the quartz. So let's go ahead and get all these things on the hotbar that we're going to need. We're going to be using a lot. we're going to get the advanced miner on 3. So you just hover over it, hit 3. Then we're going to hover over the forge and hit 4. And then we're going to hover over the container and hit 5. So now we can go 3, 4, 5. The first thing we're going to do is get the large iron deposit tapped with a miner. And like I said, when I get a bunch of concrete, when I get enough concrete, I should say, we're going to go the aesthetics route. But right now, unfortunately, it just has to be the quick and dirty build. I hate it, but that's the way it is. I don't know if you were here for this part, for the beginning part, Maximus, but one of the things about this build is I'm going to try and have everything as aesthetically pleasing as possible. Aesthetics is going to be a part of the game in this playthrough. And I'm going to try and figure out how to do 90-degree turns on belts and keep all the other belts straight. No more of this huge belting network going over the mountain or over the butte for, not basalt, cobalt. Couldn't remember what it was called. So that's going to be part of this game, part of this build. And even if I don't have the concrete to do this part of the build, I can at least keep things straight and in line. So that's what I'm going to do. Except for the fact that I kind of want to have the quartz over here somewhere. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's go ahead and build ourselves the container. We're going to spin it around. And we're going to at least get it lined up on that world grid, along with the conveyor ports lined up, I should say. And right there. That looks good. And now we can use iron plates to belt these all up. How many iron plates do we have in our inventory? 9. So we'll have enough. So what we need to do is we need to go into our build menu, hit Q, and we're going to hover over the conveyor here. And now we're going to hit 6. So now, whenever we want to build a conveyor, whatever we have selected, we can just hit 6, and oh wait, we're over on conveyors now. And now we have that conveyor here, and that conveyor here. Now you'll notice that this isn't doing anything. And the reason why is because it needs power. We do not have any power set up for this. So what we need to do is we need to build some wind turbines. That is what we're going to put on number 7. In order to build a wind turbine, we need 5 plates and 4 rods. We have 5 plates, so we just need 2 more rods, which we have the iron ingots for. And now we're going to hit 7, and we're going to place it right here. And the nice thing about this game is, compared to like Satisfactory, is you don't have to worry about power cables. It's really, really nice that you don't have to worry about power cables. These just automatically build an area of effective power. And what we can see here is we have a demand of 6 megawatts. Oh, here's the terraformation. So we need to terraform the planet, and there's pretty much no oxygen here. It has very low percentage of oxygen. So we need to introduce vegetation in order to be able to create oxygen. Right now you can see at the bottom, it's a demand of 6 megawatts. And this wind turbine is producing 7. So what it pretty much evens out to is 1 wind turbine per smelting column. That's pretty much what it comes out to. So now that we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and make ourselves some food cans, because our last box, we're about to eat it right now. So we're going to hit tab, right-click the food box to eat it, and we're back up to 100 health, but we now have no more food. So we're going to grab all of the organic from the plant grower. I'm holding control and clicking once, and it pulls all of the inventory from it. And we're now going to make 10 food cans. So we're going to shift click, and yay, now we won't starve to death. You can also make oxygen containers. And these, or is it oxygen cans? Oxygen capsules, none of the above. With 1 iron plate and 1 quartz, you can make an oxygen capsule, which will replenish the oxygen in your personal tank by 100. If we hit tab to take a look at it, our whole supply is 100. So with each one of these, we can pretty much refill our entire container. I'm going to go ahead and do the last manual iron ingot creation. At this point, we should never need to make any more iron ingots, ever. Good. Now, we need to figure out once again what we need for these. We're going to need 9 cement, 4 for this, 5 for this one. We have enough. We're going to need 11 iron plates. So we'll need 22 iron ingots. And 18 rods, I think, is what I calculated. 12 for the gears and 6 for the rods. So let's go get a bunch of the iron that has been automated. And we'll just grab, I don't know, maybe 3 fat stacks. And I'm going to hit tab to sort. Sorting keeps your the like items in your inventory next to each other. And I said we're going to need 11 plates. So we're going to shift click and then once click without shift. And that would have queued up 11. And now we need 18 rods. Whoop, wrong button. How many do we have? Do you have any on hand? No. Okay, so we're just going to manually craft 20. And then we'll craft 4 gears. Good. Do we have everything we need? Excellent. And then we'll need 10 more plates for the container. And the reason I know that is because I just have that memorized. That's all. And we're going to go ahead and craft an extra 10. So we have the iron plates we need for the belts. And now the dawn of the second day has arrived. And look at that. You can see that that is the wave. Because it's... If you take a look at the difference, look at this. This right here, this is like a lighter gray. This is a darker, almost... It's just a different hue. So we have the wave inbound. Right now, I can't really estimate how long that's going to be until it hits, but we need to be cognizant of that. We need to make sure that we are prepared for when this hits. So for the moment, we're going to come up here. We're going to go through this little hole in the hill. And the reason I know that this exists is because I've played the game before. Play the game. Explore the world. Find out where different things are. In the meantime, oh, wait, hold on. We're going to hit 3. And we're going to at least keep it on the world grid. If I can see the world grid. There it is. Right there. And then we're going to build a forge. And we're going to put it right in line with the other one. Oof, I can't really see from that perspective. There. No. Not there. There, that's better. And then into a storage container. Because what are we, animals? Uh-oh, I'm out without a whole lot of oxygen. Whatever shall I do? This is what the oxygen capsules are for. Go into your inventory and just right-click it. Fill your oxygen while you're out and about. And we're going to hit V. And 6, not 5. And we're going to build our conveyors. Unfortunately, now we are starving for power. If we come over here and take a look at our wind turbine, we'll see that we're not producing enough. There's a 12 megawatt demand, and we're only making 7. So we need to make a second one of these. And do we have what we need in order to make it? We do not. We need 2 more rods. Okay. Something to be aware of at the beginning of the game is that... Oh, wait, hold on. I have it on my hotbar. I forgot that I added that there. Now, we have full satisfaction for the power demand. What is this wave going to destroy on our base? These. This wave is going to absolutely demolish and full-on wreck these wind turbines. So what we're going to do is, before the wave hits, we will get a notification saying, what was it, wave approaches or something like that. And when that happens, we're going to be close to the base in order to do this. We're going to come over here, disassemble these wind turbines, and head on in to our living capsule. Okay? In the meantime, let's go ahead and start getting ready what we're going to need for quartz. What are we going to need for quartz? Everything that we have here plus a splitter. Because you don't use iron ingots in anything. How do I say this? The only thing iron ingots are used for is to make plates and rods. That's it. Nothing else. So there's no reason to... How do I say what I'm trying to say? We just need to have both quartz and silica in the containers. I'm just going to say it that way. Forget what I was trying to say a minute ago. It did not make sense after I said it. So we're going to make this setup plus a splitter plus one more container in order to be able to do all the initial resource gathering we need for quartz. So in order to do... let's go ahead and do this so we can make some more food cans. Okay, we're going to go into our build menu now, and we're going to add splitters to 8 and mergers to 9, because we will need mergers, and I'm going to show you why probably in the next episode, because I'm about to run out of time. I may just wait for the wave to hit, do quartz, and then call it, and then we'll do concrete in the next episode. And start actually making aesthetic designs. In the meantime, I'm going to grab a bunch of iron ingots because I'm going to need them. And if I do have the time, I'm going to grab 1 stack of copper. Maybe 2. I think I have the time to do this. 2. There we go. Okay. The wave approaches. The music is queued up. We are now going to take down our wind turbines so we don't lose the resources for them. And we're just going to watch. When it gets a little bit closer, we're going to go inside. There will be a cutscene. All right, let's get inside. And the cutscene will cause us to go into a third-person cam. And the cool thing about this cutscene is you can see the entire island and the other island. Let's take a look. Okay, here we go. Ooh, what's that yellow stuff over there by the copper? I don't know. Yeah, I do. There's the other island over there. And it gives you a great aerial view of the island and what you have to work with. Also, that's just a huge body of water. It's just ridiculous. That may be the only time I actually have the cutscene in this playthrough. Unless there's a viewer on the live stream who hasn't seen it before, in which case I'll do it for them then. But if there is not, I will most likely just skip the cutscene from here on out. Oh, we don't have everything we need. Because we're going to need 2 circuit boards. In order to make 2 circuit boards, we need 2 silica. Can I make 2 silica? No. We need quartz. But that's okay. We're over here by a quartz deposit, which has a lot of manual quartz to mine. So we're going to go ahead and get that. Maximus says you can press spacebar to bypass the wave cutscene. Exactly. And that's what I did in the previous series, if you guys ever saw me actually deal with it, I guess is how I'll say it. It's actually rather interesting. If that cutscene is about to come up and you are in the middle of this screen, or heck, even this screen, and you hold space, it will not skip the cutscene. You have to then hit escape and then hold skip to skip the cutscene. So you cannot be in a menu to be if you were in a menu when the thing triggered, when the cutscene triggered, you have to escape before you can hold space. Otherwise, it will not skip the cutscene. Just so you guys are aware. Okay, we need 2 circuit boards. So we actually need 4 silica. Actually, no, we don't. We don't need 4 silica. It's only 1. But we do need 2 copper plates. And thankfully, we grabbed a bunch of copper ingots. So let's make 2. 2 circuit boards. 2 circuit boards. 2 circuit boards. Now let's do some quartz automation. First things first. Oh, once again, we're not going to do that. We're going to use our hotbar. Let's figure out where we're at. That looks... I don't have enough cement. Dadgummit. I forgot I need cement. And this is why you really, really need to automate all of the basic resources. Quartz, silica, cement, iron ingots, copper ingots. I cannot stress this enough. Automate the production of raw resources. There are a few other things that you'll need eventually. You'll eventually need cobalt. You'll eventually need sulfur. But off the bat, it's not something that you need all that much. What you really, really need is iron ingots, copper ingots, quartz, silica, and concrete. You really need those automated. So please do not skip that. It's very important. All right, we hit 3. We pull up our drill. Let's take a look at it on the grid. There we go. That looks good. Oh my gosh, I forgot to craft everything else. I just crafted 22 iron rods because I'm going to need 4 for the wind turbine. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Try this again. Nope. We're going to hit 3. And we're going to build right there. Hey, guess what? It worked this time. All right, now we're going into drone view. We're going to hit 4. We're going to make sure that these are lined up with each other. Can't really see all that well there. There we go. Those are lined up. Yeah, those are lined up. Then we'll hit... we're not going to hit 5. We're going to now hit 8. We want the splitter. And the splitter, we're going to put right there. Oh, I didn't actually make enough iron plates for that. Hold on. I didn't craft nearly enough iron plates for all of this. We'll see if we can just craft another 20. That works. The interesting thing about automation is it requires automation to set up automation. It's very recursive in that sense. So we're now going to hit 8. And we're going to put our splitter here. And now we're going to hit 5. And we're going to place one of our containers maybe here. And another one right next to it. Dadgummit. One, two, three, four, five, six. 6 fat stacks. And we'll queue up. That's 120. So we'll queue up 60 plates. 1, 2, 3. And we'll queue up another 20. Sorry, another 30. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to have enough. I think I only can queue up one more stack. No, I can. 1, 2, 3. I thought I did the math wrong in my head. I did not. And I'm actually really glad I did this, because there's something else we're going to be automating off of this, and that is glass panes. But in order to be able to automate glass panes, we need to have a part producer. And we don't have any iron beams, and I really don't feel like making any right now. But we will need those for the aesthetics. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And let's build our first container. Oh, sorry, our second container, because I can math. Right there. Yeah. That looks pretty good. Let's belt it up. Oh, boy, am I glad I double-checked this. We can't do that. Splitter has to go first. Why? Because if we do the refinement first, then everything will be silica. Splitter has to go first. Then we can do the forge. Woo! There. And now we can belt it up. So you go there. You go there. I don't like that. Let's see if we can't fix this. Hold on. We need to go into tab, right-click the oxygen capsule, and we're also going to eat a little bit. And maybe, just maybe, we can figure out how to really do nice, clean right angles. Because in order to get that lined up, it's going to be in line with this. Let's see here. That doesn't look very clean. That looks pretty good. But once again, that's going to be part of this playthrough, is experimenting how to make these nice, clean 90-degree turns. How to make belts just look... belts and builds in general look way more aesthetically pleasing. Okay, out of this we go. And why do we have nothing running? Oh, because we forgot to set our wind turbines back up. So now we need to make 3 of these. And we just happen to have enough, which is actually kind of ironic. So 1, 2, and 3. And now we will have raw quartz and silica in our containers that we can use. And the reason I want to have quartz are these. Oxygen capsules. These are one of the more underrated items, I might call them that. Do I want to call it underrated? I don't know. I don't think it's underrated to me, but I think some people might find it to be underrated. I find them extremely helpful, and I cannot tell you how much I mean extremely. I've already used both of them, and they were both when I really needed them to be, when I really needed to use them. When I was out and about doing a build where I couldn't exactly get back to the base immediately. And that's why you need to have iron plates and quartz for that. Okay, there's the door. Where did the door go? As a matter of fact, let's go get some of the quartz that's in the container right now and make a fat stack of oxygen capsules. And I see a message from Maximus, so we'll go check that out. I don't know if I need those extra 5. Let's go ahead and put them in the inventory And as we're crafting, we'll check out Maximus's message. Do I have enough? Yes, I do have enough iron plates. All right, Maximus said, not sure if you know, you can raise the belts by choosing the belt and then page up and page down. I did know that. That was one of the things I was going to show as we try to make this aesthetically pleasing. Very handy to keep your belts level and do a segment of a belt in one direction and do the same from another direction. This helps getting your 90-degree turns. Also, use the grid, helps you perform the belts in alignment. Exactly. And that's what I was going to attempt to do. Is I don't know if you caught this at the beginning of the stream. But I'm just setting up quick, dirty stuff here just so I can get raw resources. I'm going to find 2 large rocks that I can tap, and we're going to have 2 containers of concrete. And after I do that, all builds must be done on a concrete pad. Every single one. It means at some point I'm going to have to take these down and redo them. These are just so I can get raw resources to work with. I now have copper ingots. I now have iron ingots. I now have quartz and silica all going into containers. We have the power that we need. We'll need to place 2 more wind turbines in order to power for the concrete that we're going to make. And once we're done getting concrete, the first build that we're going to do is we're going to tear this down, and we're going to build plates, rods, and gears. And that's what that build is going to be. Actually, no. Off of one of these. I had that wrong. Off of one iron deposit, we're going to do just plates. Off of the other iron deposit that we have over there will be gears and rods. And then way over where we originally started over there, that I'm going to turn in to iron beams, which is what we need for the part producer. Which is funny because you need the part producer in order to be able to make the plates and rods that you need in order to send into the assembler to automate iron beams. Once again, automation. It's a very recursive thing. What came first, the automation or the automation? And yeah. Anyway, you said, did I read everything? Yeah, I did read everything. Okay, cool. I thought I might have missed something. Let's go back into our inventory and we'll eat, top everything else off. And we are getting pretty close to time. We're at about an hour long. So I like doing recaps about everything that we did during an episode. Let's come over here. This might be a good vantage point to see. Wait a second. I have a drone. Forget that I have a drone that I can use to visualize things. So we have done a quick, dirty setup for copper ingots, for iron ingots, for quartz and silica. That's where we're going to do our other iron production. And these little rocks here, these are the things that you can tap with an automated miner to get rock, which you then put into a forge, which then gives you concrete. At least I think it's the forge. Sorry, not concrete, cement. Every time I've said concrete this game, I've always meant cement. Just so you know. I actually don't know what the technical difference between the two are. But that's neither here nor there. So that's what we did. A lot of explaining as well. And once again, once we get enough concrete, all builds will need to be aesthetically, at least according to my standards, will need to be more aesthetically pleasing. And they all need to be done on a concrete pad. And the last criteria really of them is they all need to be on that world grid. When we placed down these miners, we saw that world grid. Maybe we can see it again. Yeah. So this world grid, everything will need to be done on it. And I'm going to try and make all conveyors line up between 2 lines on the sides. Kind of like what I did here. when I built this particular miner, its output, if I can show you guys, where's that world grid? There it is. The output, the conveyor port, is in between these two lines. And we're going to try and figure out how to start doing these kind of things with making them aesthetically pleasing, with making them the belt straight or a perfect 90-degree turn. And we're going to figure out how to do that together because I don't know yet. Like I mucked around with this bend here and I got it figured out. It doesn't look too bad. I think it looks rather nice. Is it perfect? No, it's absolutely not. And that's what we're going to have to figure out. Because this port here is in between two lines, as so is this one. But what about this one? Did I put it in between two grid lines? I don't know. I don't remember. Let's see if I did. I did not. Shame on me. But once again, wait, I did. No? No, I did not. I did not put them. You see, that's that, the perspective camera sometimes screws with my eyes. It's not an orthogonal camera. It's based off of perspective. So either way, that's what these designs are going to be about, is how do we get all of these 90-degree turns? How do we get all of the belts organized right? And something else I'm going to have to do is get glass. Because I want to use glass in these builds. I want to maybe build all of these in a glass case. I don't know. But we're going to need it. We're going to need concrete and we're going to need glass. So that's the last part of what we're going to do off of here. Is one line is going to come off of this. No, I'm sorry. It's going to come off of here. We'll probably going to have to move the container. But we'll put a splitter here, and half of the silica will go into container, and half of the silica will go into a part producer to make glass. Or glass pane. I think it's a glass pane is the actual name. Yeah, glass pane. So, that's what we're going to do next time. I'm really excited for this, guys. I'm really, really excited for this playthrough. Last time, it was quick and dirty. And to be frank, it looks like my base looked like crap, and I don't like that. I like my bases to look clean. When I was playing my last Satisfactory playthrough, I didn't understand how much I needed each of my train segments to be, how long they needed to be in between each T intersection. And I got so many train jams, and it drove me insane. And I figured out how to finally do it. So next time I play through, I'll know what to do. I'm glad I did a playthrough this before this one, though, because I learned what I wanted to do with my games and how I'm going to keep my bases clean and how I'm going to keep them, how do I say this? What is my definition of clean? Organized. No spaghetti. It's not going to look like a cluster. Insert naughty word here. Belting will look good. Belting will have 90-degree angles. It will have... Where's my canisters? There they are. They'll have straight lines. And it's going to look really, really good. And like I said, aesthetically pleasing. You know, I have a lot of concrete that I can work with here. And here's one of the best parts. I learned that there are different types of asphalt that you can place besides just a block. I just learned this today from a message from Maximus to someone else. Hold down left click and look at what you got. How about that? I didn't know this. I had no idea that existed. I also didn't know until just a couple days ago that you could do this. You can have your belts go up and down. Guys, there's so much that you can do to make your base designs look good. And that's what we're going to do. And I'm so excited, and I can't wait to take you guys on this journey with me. I look forward to it, and I love this game so much. I love automation games in general, but I love that this is automation plus a lot of everything else. We haven't even got to terraforming. Take a look at this. At one point, we're going to build a water pump. And after that, we're going to build a ground fertilizer. And then we're going to build an area fertilizer and a tree greenhouse that will make us more organics. There's so much that we're going to do. And this is going to look so nice because here's one of the cool things that you can do. When you play, this is something I'm really, really looking forward to, is when you place the asphalt. Whoop. Here we go. And let's get rid of this here real quick. When you place the asphalt down, you can get it. Oh, I don't have enough cement. Give me a moment here. Hold on. I want to show you guys this. Do I have any stone? A little bit. Let's get a little bit more. And then I'm going to be done. Oh my gosh. Just go. There it is. I think I can only make 10. Maybe 9. There. Back over here. And you can have the concrete mix in with the asphalt. And you can use the ground as part of your build. Think about this. How cool would it be to have a building right here, or even a production line, that is surrounded by a line of asphalt, or even a line of the yellow stripes asphalt? And then on the other side, you have, I don't know, maybe a line of the asphalt. And then you have ground that has grass and trees growing in it. You can make the world be part of your build. And that's what I want to do with this build, with this playthrough. It's going to take a while to make these look the way I want them to look. And we may have to revisit certain things. Like, I may say, okay, I have the automation done on a concrete pad, but I don't know how to make this look good yet. And then the next, in between that playthrough and the next, I'll have a stroke of inspiration to figure out how to do it. I don't know. But that's the journey we're going to go on together. And we're going to do some really cool stuff. So with that, I shall bid you all, as I like to say, a fond adieu, but as I like to actually call it, a fondue. You guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care and peace out.